Welcome to Psych Insight, your go-to YouTube channel for an intriguing exploration of the human mind. We believe in viewing the world through the lens of psychology, offering you a fresh perspective on everyday phenomena. Today we're diving into the captivating world of belief systems and the power they hold over individuals and societies alike. If you find our content enlightening and want to join us in this journey of discovery, please share our videos, like them, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button to join our ever-growing community. We appreciate your support and thank you for tuning in. Now, let's get started with today's topic, the power of belief. Belief holds a remarkable power. It's a force that can shape societies, topple governments, and even create a cult-like following. This potent force, this power of belief, is a fascinating area of exploration. It's where psychology and strategy intersect, and where leaders, both good and ill-intentioned, can wield influence over the masses. The power of belief taps into our most basic human needs. The need for belonging, for instance, is a universal human trait. We're social creatures by nature, and we crave connection with others who share our values and our worldview. When a charismatic leader creates a group or a movement that seems to offer this sense of belonging, people are often drawn in, eager to be part of something bigger than themselves. This brings us to our second theme, charisma and authority. The role of a charismatic leader is crucial in harnessing the power of belief. Sociologist Max Weber spoke of charismatic authority, where a leader's perceived extraordinary qualities inspire devotion. By cultivating an aura of mystery, by presenting themselves as larger than life, leaders can enhance their charismatic appeal and attract a loyal following. But what happens when the belief system or the leader is flawed? Cognitive dissonance, the mental discomfort that arises when one's beliefs clash with new information, comes into play. To maintain their commitment to the group, followers often overlook these flaws. Leaders can exploit this by continuously feeding their followers' need to believe in something grand, thus reinforcing their loyalty. These themes of need for belonging, charisma and authority, and cognitive dissonance are not just theoretical constructs. They've played out over and over in history. From the cult of personality around Mao Zedong, to the rise of Scientology, to various political movements led by figures like Fidel Castro or Adolf Hitler. In each case, the leader played on their followers' needs to believe, leading to a suspension of skepticism and the elevation of the leader to an almost divine status. The power of belief is not a force to underestimate. It can shape societies and destinies, and as we delve deeper into this topic, we'll see just how potent and pervasive this force can be. One of the most basic human needs is the desire to belong. This longing is ingrained in our DNA, harking back to our ancestors who survived by staying together in groups. In the modern world, this instinctive need manifests itself in many ways. From joining clubs and societies to following sports teams and even aligning with political movements, the desire to be part of something larger is ever present. This need for belonging is a potent element that can be harnessed by leaders to create a dedicated following. When people feel part of a group, they are more likely to adopt its values, defend its cause, and follow its leaders. This sense of belonging can foster loyalty, commitment, and even fanatic devotion. Consider the rise of social movements across history. The civil rights movement, for instance, successfully rallied individuals around the shared experience of racial discrimination. The movement's leaders, such as Martin Luther King Jr., tapped into this collective desire for belonging, creating a powerful force for change. Similarly, the women's suffrage movement united women and their allies in the struggle for gender equality. Leaders like Emmeline Pankhurst and Susan B. Anthony recognized the power of shared identity and purpose, creating a sense of belonging that propelled the movement forward. In both these cases, the leaders didn't just offer a cause to fight for, but they provided a community to belong to. They understood the psychological power of belonging and used it to mobilize masses and drive societal change. However, this need for belonging can also be exploited in more sinister ways. Cults, for instance, often prey on individuals' desires to belong, offering a welcoming community that soon turns into a controlling, isolating environment. Leadership, when combined with a deep understanding of human psychology, can be a formidable force. It can unite people for a common cause, inspire change, and even drive societal progress. But when manipulated, it can also control, isolate, and exploit. As we've seen, the need for belonging can be a powerful tool in the hands of a charismatic leader. Charisma and authority are two key elements in the art of leadership. These two factors are like the twin engines propelling the vehicle of power and influence. The concept of charismatic authority, as described by renowned sociologist Max Weber, is a form of leadership where the leader's perceived extraordinary qualities inspire devotion and loyalty. Charisma, in this context, is not just about charm or eloquence. It's about cultivating an aura of mystique, a sense of being different, even larger than life. It's about portraying oneself as a beacon of hope, a source of wisdom, and a symbol of the extraordinary. When leaders effectively embody these qualities, they can ignite a spark in their followers, inspiring them to believe, to follow, and to commit. Take, for instance, Martin Luther King Jr., a charismatic leader who used his extraordinary oratory skills and moral authority to inspire a civil rights movement. His charisma was not just about his captivating speeches, but also about the strength of his convictions and his unwavering commitment to the cause. By embodying the hopes and aspirations of his followers, King was able to galvanize a movement that changed the course of history. And then there's Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Jobs was not just a tech entrepreneur, he was a visionary who managed to build a cult-like following around himself and his products. His charisma was rooted in his ability to inspire his team and his customers with his passion for innovation and his relentless pursuit of perfection. His presentations, often dubbed as Steve Jobs' reality distortion field, were a testament to his charismatic authority. Authority, on the other hand, is about projecting a sense of command, a perception of control, and a reputation of competence. It's about earning respect through one's actions, decisions, and accomplishments. When leaders demonstrate their authority effectively, they can command the trust and confidence of their followers. In essence, charisma is the spark that ignites the flame of belief, and authority is the fuel that keeps that flame burning. Together, they create a powerful magnet, drawing followers towards the leader. Whether it's in the political arena, the corporate world, or social movements, charismatic authority plays a pivotal role in the dynamics of leadership. A leader's charisma and authority can be a magnet, drawing followers to them. Cognitive dissonance is an intriguing phenomenon that plays a significant role in belief systems. At its most basic, cognitive dissonance refers to the discomfort we feel when we hold two contradictory beliefs, or when our actions don't align with our beliefs. It's a psychological tension we're driven to resolve, often by adjusting our beliefs or perceptions to make them more consistent. Now let's consider how this plays out in the context of charismatic leadership and followership. Imagine you've committed to a leader or a cause, believing in their infallibility. But then evidence arises that challenges this perfect image. Maybe the leader makes a mistake or the movement's goals seem unattainable. Here's where cognitive dissonance comes in. You could acknowledge these flaws, which would mean admitting you were wrong. Or you could find ways to justify or dismiss the evidence, maintaining your belief in the leader or the cause. In many cases, people choose the latter. They might downplay the significance of the leader's mistake, insisting it was a one-time error or that it was justified given the circumstances. Or they might reinterpret the unattainable goals as long-term visions, not immediate expectations. This is cognitive dissonance in action. It's not about being irrational or blindly devoted. It's about preserving our self-image and our sense of belonging. Admitting we were wrong can be deeply uncomfortable, even threatening, so we find ways to reconcile the contradiction and restore harmony in our beliefs. Consider the followers of Mao Zedong during the Cultural Revolution. Despite widespread suffering and turmoil, many remained loyal, convinced of Mao's vision for a new China. They rationalized the hardships as necessary sacrifices, not as evidence of Mao's flawed leadership. Or think about the followers of Scientology, who often dismiss criticisms of the church as misunderstandings or fabrications. They maintain their belief in the church's teachings, preserving their sense of belonging and spiritual certainty. Cognitive dissonance can further strengthen the bond between a leader and their followers. It's a fascinating, complex interplay of psychology and power that shapes not only individual beliefs, but also the dynamics within groups, movements, and societies. History provides us with numerous examples of leaders who have used these strategies to create a cult-like following. Let's delve into some of these instances to better illustrate this concept. First, we travel to the Far East, to the reign of Mao Zedong in China. Mao deftly manipulated propaganda to craft an idealized, heroic image of himself, leading to an almost religious following. The Little Red Book, filled with his quotations and philosophies, was distributed widely, making his larger-than-life persona central to the Cultural Revolution. This was a classic case of a leader playing on the need to believe, creating an unassailable aura around himself. Now, let's shift our gaze towards the West, to the founding of Scientology by L. Ron Hubbard. He established himself as a source of deeper knowledge, crafting a religious movement that some describe as having cult-like characteristics. By building an exclusive community around his teachings, Hubbard was able to satisfy his followers' needs for belonging and spiritual certainty. Lastly, let's not forget the political leaders who've used this principle to rally massive groups of followers. They position themselves as almost messianic figures, the only ones capable of resolving the issues faced by their followers. Fidel Castro in Cuba and Adolf Hitler in Germany come to mind. These leaders leveraged the power of belief and the need for a savior to create a devoted following. In all these instances, leaders played on their followers' needs to believe in a cause or a figurehead. This often led to a suspension of skepticism and an elevation of the leaders to an almost divine status. These historical examples showcase the powerful intersection of psychological manipulation and strategic leadership, as outlined in Greene's law. By understanding these dynamics, we can see how historical and contemporary leaders manipulate core human motivations to gain and maintain power. These leaders understood the power of belief and used it to their advantage. In conclusion, the power of belief is a formidable force in the hands of a charismatic leader. We've explored how the need for belonging, the allure of charisma, and the psychological phenomenon of cognitive dissonance can be harnessed to create a dedicated following. From Mao Zedong to L. Ron Hubbard, history is rife with leaders who have exploited these principles. Consider the leaders you know and share your thoughts in the comments. We look forward to hearing your insights.